Digital India, ethical India. India is on the threshold of becoming one of the world's greatest ethical nations. I am G. Ramachandran, Ramach to my associates and to my friends. My email is indiagrow@gmail.com. And today is New Year's Eve. Digital India, ethical India. That's the theme. The Prime Minister has pushed India towards going digital. In his Mann Ki Baat (MKB) on the 27th of November 2016, the Prime Minister spoke about the restaurant in Akola on the National Highway 6, which connects the west with the east and it runs through many states. The Prime Minister has unleashed the spirit of NH6. And the Prime Minister will address us today soon. Consider Yuvraj Singh. He struck 6 sixes off Stuart Broad. There are many things that you need to know about this, and maybe you know all about it. It was a match against England, played at Kingsmead in Durban, South Africa, a red letter day, September 19, 2007. 6 sixes. And when you look at cricket, you have a combination of the unexpected and the expected, the explicable and the inexplicable. Yuvraj Singh wanted to be very sure that he got his best out against one of the best bowling attacks that comprised Andrew Flintoff and Stuart Broad. And in over number 19, remember in cricket, when you watch it, and thanks to ESPN Cricinfo and all other service providers, you get to know that this was over number 19, and then all of the 6 balls were hit for a 6. That's attribution. The bowler, Stuart Broad, the batsman Yuvraj Singh over number 19 against England. And attribution is necessary to understand what to expect and how to explain. Let's consider for a while the naysayers in the context of demonetization. They have spoke a lot about the unexpected and the inexplicable, and they thought what they thought would happen, but it didn't. The demonetization of the old rupee notes of denomination 500 and 1000 was expected to push Indian society and the economy into chaos and turmoil. The pundits had also explained that economic output will decline and that there will be significant changes in the prices of agricultural produce and essential commodities and of goods and services. But none of these things happened. So we need to ask whether it's time now for the expected and the explicable. And I say yes because economic attribution will make both possible. Economic attribution is a prerequisite for understanding how the economy works, and digital money is that fundamental prerequisite to understand how attribution can be done. IndiaGrow has been at the forefront of collaborating with hundreds of institutions across India, and this collaboration across the nation comprises an analysis of the microeconomic impact of demonetization and the societal and the microeconomic impact of the move to digital payments. This is work in progress, but the data and the scenario analysis point to many unexpected but explicable outcomes. The ability to explain is very important when you are a decision maker. You could be a decision maker at the finance ministry in each of the states or the central government, or you could be the decision maker at the Reserve Bank of India. But let's get back to the current situation. Many expected turmoil after November 8-9, but the apprehensions of these have been belied. IndiaGrow has contributed to policy making in the recent past. IndiaGrow's 3 ideas since November 28, 2016. The first one, it came on a Monday, that both buyers and sellers should have an incentive to adopt digital payments. We call it the P% idea. November 28, 2016, we also said the migration to digital payments by households and receipts by firms, regardless of their size, should precede the implementation of Goods and Services Tax or GST. And one day later, on November 29, 2016, India Grows said that the state governments are the natural and the most important allies of the central government in the propagation and adoption of digital payments. India Grow had also added two corollaries on November 29. That is, the states and the center will have shared fiscal processes, and these shared fiscal networks will serve citizens, households, and firms seamlessly. We also said cashless and seamless need one another. And we were not surprised when the Niti Aayog went on to constitute the Committee of Chief Ministers, COCM, to examine and to promote the use of digital payment systems across India, just one day later. And there should be some very compelling reasons why they did this. We begin with properties of digital money. Digital money is wholly visible, but the most important property is this: the flows of digital money can be attributed. The stock of digital money can be attested with each participant. Moreover, digital flows and stocks can also be taxed, and without taxes you can't run a country. Therefore, we thought that digital money would be the natural friend and ally of the progressives and the liberals. Let me repeat this. The flows of digital money can be attributed. The stocks of digital money can also be attributed. Digital money and attribution are very important when you are a decision maker. Attribution in economic analysis and decision making describes and explains the participants, the circumstances of their transactions and the events, and their paths, the paths of money. Consider Test cricket. Ravindra Jadeja got Alistair Cook, the captain of England, out in 6 of 10 innings in the 2016 England-India home series. Incidentally, the last Test match was played in Chennai and India won. Congratulations to India, and much more. A great pat on the back to Karun Nair and to KL Rahul. What are the benefits from attribution? Attribution captures all the data that are necessary for the conduct of monetary policy. Attribution also captures all the data that are necessary for the conduct of fiscal policy, as much as in cricket. And let's move on to monetary consistency. Attribution captures all the data that are necessary for supporting economic activity and economic growth. Attribution provides the vital link between spot prices and forward prices, current stocks, and future estimates of crop output. Attribution also provides the necessary data for measuring price level changes and for controlling inflation. Very important, because inflation hurts the poor the most. The elite and those employed in the organized sector often have their incomes adjusted to inflation, but the poor don't. So inflation is one of the greatest crimes that organized society can commit, because it hurts the poor the most. Anyway, let's get back to the economy. Attribution enables the flow of credit to nourish and to grow the economy. And what about fiscal fairness? Attribution captures all the data that are necessary for supporting fiscal management. Attribution provides the vital link between a focused, open-minded welfare state and the citizens of India. It's also necessary because we need to ensure that no one derives a financial advantage at the expense of anyone else, especially the poor. And with this kind of data, we know where tax evasion takes place. It's very important. Attribution provides the necessary data, the timing and the locale, for the funding of massive social investments by the central and the state governments. Without tax inflows, they would be utterly powerless. Big data. India is a very big country with a very big population. It's very difficult to manage a country of this magnitude with a very vast economy and millions of transactions each day with latent, stale, and unreliable data. Digital money and attribution will change the situation. We will be able to serve the ordinary citizen. Consider price inflation in onions. The corporate sector in India would be talking about bringing down interest rates in the country. At the same time, we'll have enormous price inflation in onions. What should the Reserve Bank of India do? Lower the cost of credit and face a further rise in the price of onions? We don't know, because the onion funding could come from cash, which is totally outside the purview of any attribution or analysis by the central bank. Also consider subsidized cooking gas. It was supposed to help the poor when the poor didn't even have a gas stove and a cooking gas connection. The subsidies went to the rich and the well-to-do. So India has suffered from poor monetary traction and tremendous unfairness in its fiscal policies. Therefore, my claim is digital money and attribution will lead to better monetary traction and enormous fiscal fairness. Digital India will lead to an ethical India. First, favorable impact on interest rates, inflation control, price stability, credit flows, and above all, economic output. There'll also be fiscal fairness that allows no one to sabotage and or to constrain the policies and the activities of a welfare state. The needy in India will need the help of government. We can't get away from it, and government will need the taxpayers' money to fund all these things. As a consequence, the government needs fiscal capability to invest in the social sector, and my claim is digital India will lead to an ethical India where such fiscal capability becomes an automatic outcome. It's now up to us to see why these benefits belong to ethics and not merely to economics and good governance. Thank you for your time. Happy New Year. I'm Ramach, and my email is indiagrow@gmail.com. Thank you once again. Happy New Year.